Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein was far deeper and far darker than previously known. By the day, we are learning more and more about how these two men were practically best friends. They did everything together. And I'm not just talking about business deals. Now, Donald Trump is trying to pretend that this relationship doesn't exist. It never happened. But we've seen the photos, we've seen the videos, we're reading these exposés that are coming out basically every day at this point, and Donald Trump can't run away from it. On this channel, we've covered Michael Wolff, who is not only Donald Trump's biographer, but also somebody who interviewed Epstein before he died and before he was arrested in 2019. And he just dropped another Epstein bombshell on Trump and his administration in an interview with the Midas Touch Network. We've seen Donald Trump's explanation for why him and Epstein broke up. His claim is that Epstein stole young women from Mar-a-Lago, one of those women being Virginia Giuffre, who ended up being a victim of Epstein. But Michael Wolff is about to blow this wide open and reveal Epstein's explanation for why he and Donald Trump stopped being friends. So take a look at this. It is stunning, and I'm not exaggerating here.
Now, Epstein's explanation for why this friendship ended is as follows. In 2004, Epstein believed himself to be the high bidder on a piece of real estate in Palm Beach, a house. $36 million was his bid. He took his friend Trump around to see the house to advise him on how to move the swimming pool. Trump thereupon went around Epstein's back and bid $40 million for the house and got the property. Epstein, who was well acquainted, in fact, deeply involved with Trump's scattered finances, understood that he didn't have $40 million to pay for this house. Now, if that was the case, it was someone else's $40 million.
I'm just going to quickly pause it right there and reiterate that everything that Michael Wolff has said so far about this property is documented and true. Donald Trump has offered differing explanations over the year for his relationship with Epstein, but this property story of Trump and Epstein arguing over this has been confirmed. So he adds on to it by saying this. Take a look.
At the time, Epstein believed this to be the $40 million of a Russian oligarch by the name of Rybolev. Less than 2 years later, this same house that Trump had bought for $40 million was sold for $95 million. And it was, in fact, sold to Mr. Rybolev. This is all a red flag of money laundering. And what Epstein did, and he was furious about losing this house. I mean, there's something about these guys that nothing rouses them so much as a real estate betrayal. Epstein, after the sale of this house, after Trump went around his back, got this house, Epstein began to threaten him. He began to threaten him with lawsuits. He began to threaten him with going to the press and saying that Trump was a front man for a money laundering deal. Trump panics at this point, and Epstein believed, and he believed to his dying day, that it was Trump who went to the police, Trump, who was fully acquainted with what was going on at Epstein's house, fully acquainted for many years. Trump went to the police and, as Epstein said, dropped the dime on him. That is to say, informed the police of what was going on, and an investigation began, and all of Epstein's legal problems for the next 15 years.
Wow. That is a stunning revelation on Trump's relationship with Epstein. So Epstein was upset that he didn't get this property in Palm Beach. And so he said to Trump, he was accusing him of money laundering. I'm going to go to the press and reveal this to them. And Trump, who was, according to Michael Wolff, well aware of what was taking place at Epstein's house, and it appears to be the case because Trump said publicly that Epstein likes women on the younger side and that he's a great guy. And of course, he knew that Virginia Giuffre, as a child, was taken from Mar-a-Lago by Epstein to be part of his crimes. Michael Wolff is saying that then Trump, after being threatened by Epstein, went to the police. So Trump didn't go to the police out of the good of his heart, saying, hey, according to Epstein, this is, and Michael Wolff, Trump didn't go to the police because he's like, oh, this is the right thing to do. Holding somebody that's committing these atrocious acts accountable is the right thing to do. No, no, no. Trump went because Epstein was threatening him, according to Wolff. This is stunning. Let's continue.
Began to unfold. This story about this piece of real estate and their falling out was first published in June 2019. It's published actually in my book, Siege, the second book I had written about the Trump White House. Epstein had recounted this story to me. I put it in this book. Epstein at that moment was in Paris. He read the book. He called me with some alarm, and he said he was afraid that he might have said too much. 3 weeks later, he returned to the United States from Paris and was promptly arrested on the tarmac of Teterboro Airport in New Jersey when his plane landed.
Wow. So, wow. I'm truly at a loss for words listening to what Michael Wolff is saying here. So, Epstein spoke to Wolff, recounted this story of which Donald Trump threatened Epstein previously if he revealed it. He recounted this story to him for his book. Wolff had put this in his book all the way back in 2019. So what Wolff is saying has been out there actually for quite some time. Wolff publishes his book, and as soon as it's out and Epstein reads it and Epstein returns to the United States, he's arrested while Trump was in office, by the way. So Epstein believes that Trump reported him the first time, and then when Trump was president the second time, reported him the first time, when Trump reported him the second time and he was president at that time, he likely, according to Wolff and Epstein, sent the police after him. So in all of this, what Wolff is saying here, among the many other really concerning parts of this story, such as Trump perhaps using Russian money to buy a house to get it away from Epstein, only reporting him when it was convenient. But the main point here is that Donald Trump knew. He knew what was taking place with Epstein. He knew what Epstein was doing, and he only turned on Epstein when it was either financially or politically convenient for him. That's who Donald Trump is, and that tracks with a lot of what we're seeing recently with all these different things coming out about Donald Trump, whether it be these photos of them still friends even after Donald Trump said they fell out, whether it be the membership logs at Mar-a-Lago that show Epstein on those logs till at least around the 2005 to 2007 range. That's after Donald Trump said that they were no longer friends, whether it be the birthday card that Trump sent to Epstein saying, we have certain things in common, enigmas never age, really just strange language. All of this kind of lines up with what Wolff is saying about their relationship and the timeline. Trump keeps mixing it up. He doesn't have his dates right because it's kind of hard to keep track of all these lies. But Wolff and other people who have looked into this case and their relationship extensively over the years has really put it together. And it's painting a pretty concerning picture. One, that Donald Trump right now is doing everything in his power to conceal. So Wolff is dropping bombshells from different pieces of literature, books that he's already written that just didn't get the attention it deserved because Trump's relationship with Epstein really wasn't under the spotlight at that time. But he is making major revelations here about their relationship. I'm going to continue to cover what he said. I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about what Michael Wolff said here. Really just stunning stuff. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.